Happy Mola Monday, everybody. Or Tuesday. Sorry guys, the long weekend really threw me for a loop. Here in the States we had a Thanksgiving weekend, and I know I enjoyed spending time with my family, stuffing myself full of turkey and pie. Pie. And I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend yourselves, for those of you who observe. But now it's time for the Hall of Trials video. I know this is coming a day late, but we're going to make it up to you by having this be a very, very easy week. Now, so far, there are no dagger sicar missions for incomplete Fastus, so what we're going to focus on here is bringing you a SSS+ full auto team using standard gearing, so you don't have to pop a re-gear ticket or spend gold re-gearing units. You'll just be able to take a standard team in, press auto, and go. And we're going to have an easy time of that this week because the conditions for Hall of Trials this week are very, very easy. Let's go over them. First, the disadvantages. When Fastus attacks, if your hero is fire elemental, he'll inflict injuries proportional to the damage dealt. The injuries decrease your maximum health by up to 15% per activation. This is a very long and wordy way of saying don't use fire heroes. If you use fire heroes, you'll basically have 50% health very quickly and die. Next is ranger heroes suffer 50% more damage, so don't take fire heroes and don't take rangers. Check. For our advantages, when an earth elemental hero attacks on their turn and the boss is in the break phase, you'll do 40% more damage. So we want to use earth heroes wherever possible. And mage heroes, when they attack with a basic skill, that's an S1 skill on their turn, and the boss is inflicted with attack down, then you'll use your basic skill again as an extra turn. So ideally, in a perfect world, we have mage heroes who are green, so we get the 40% extra damage and the extra attack. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of green mage heroes who aren't collaboration units, but you know what? You can really use any non-fire mage heroes for this. Now this, I think, is the ideal team. You've got an attack break on Ram, you got an attack break on Singelica, and you got 3 green mages. But I can see the comments section firing up already over the use of limited collaboration heroes, so we're going to switch out to more common heroes. Let's go over the stats. This is just a standard RTA Sinful Angelica. You can use your Wyvern 1-2. She does not need to be 270 speed. I do like the number 2 EE to give a little bit of healing from Soul Harvest. I'm running her on Prophetic Candlestick, but you could run her on any artifact really. I just wanted to cycle her skills and make sure you have the imprint set to give attack bonuses to your damage units. Next is Green Vivian. Vivian extends Singelica's attack breaks to an extra turn. The 3-turn attack break is fantastic. This is just my standard Banshee 13 Vivian. I've got her on the S2EE. It doesn't really help here, but I didn't want to change it. I did change out her artifact to Cruel Mischief for extra damage. Spectre Tenebria is, again, just a standard DPS Spectre Tenebria. The Unity set's a little bit dangerous because you don't want to do more than 4 dual attacks with Fastus, but I went ahead and rolled the dice because I didn't want to re-gear. I put her on a Symbol of Unity for extra damage. If you have a spare Caladra, that would be better. And Lulica, even though she's not green, she's probably best in slot for this fight because her S1 skill can attack twice if you have this number 2 EE on her. And even though it's only 35% chance, it's 35% chance per attack, and that means the extra attack she gets counts. So she's got 2 chances to proc her EE extra attacks. You can do 3 attacks per round.
Death. Destruction. Next station.
There's no reason for that to be that loud, Smilegate. Sinful Angelica uses her S3, which cleanses all the buff blocks. Vivian uses her S3, which gives everybody an extra attack bonus. Spectre Tenebria drops her S3, doing some serious damage. And this extra attack will trigger Soul Harvest to heal us up and push us into the break phase. Now here's 1 attack, 2 attacks. We get the extra attack because Sinful Angelica applied the attack down. Notice how much harder Vivian hits than even Spectre Tenebria. That's because of the greater attack buff and her being green for the extra damage bonus. 2.5 million out of the first phase. There's the EE proc on Lulica. So Doctor's Bag might have been a better artifact to have there. I could have cleansed the extra debuffs, but I really like Candlestick on my Sinji. And the EE procs almost pushes us into the break phase. We take one more round of hits. And there we go, into the break phase.
There's no escape. Ever.
There's no attack down yet, so I'm not going to get the extra hits. There's the attack down. So now mages hit twice. There's once. There's twice. And the EE proc to giving us a third hit. That's what makes Lulica so good for this. One hit, 2 hits off Singelica, 1 hit, and 2 hits off Vivian. And there is 4.5 million. That's our triple S plus mark. 4.7, 4.8. That's a little unfortunate. If Stenny had cut, we would have been in better shape. So maybe you do want to run a slower Singelica. Maybe you do want to run your Wyvern one. Clearing doesn't matter. As long as you get your triple S plus, that's the maximum rewards you can get. So there's no real reason for me to push for a super high score. I think the ideal team would be you run this team, but you replace Spectre Tenebria with Ram. Ram on a rage set hits like a truck, and her S1 has an attack down, and she gives herself Gab with her S3. That combination just makes her perfect for this. I do think you want Lulica, even if you have her. My Lulica is geared pretty poorly and still knocked it out of the park. I hope this video helps you guys get your triple S plus without having to spend a regear ticket. If you have any questions, jump into my Discord. There's a link in the description. And as always, like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.